trumanlakefishingintel.com presents your latest Truman Lake Fishing Intel Expert Roundtable. trumanlakefishingintel.com is your premier resource for up-to-date expert fishing reports and videos to help you find the fish faster and become a better Truman angler. Multi-species coverage includes crappie, catfish, bass, hybrids, and more. View this month's full episode roundtable exclusively at trumanlakefishingintel.com. This month's roundtable is brought to you by Anglers Port Marine. Whether you're a first-time boat owner or a seasoned professional, Anglers Port Marine has an option for you. Conveniently located between Clinton and Warsaw and 7 Highway, stop on in to view top industry boat brands including Phoenix and Low Boats. With their award-winning sales and service, Anglers Port Marine has you covered. 660-438-4600 or learn more at anglersportmarine.com. The Mahoney Real Estate Team, powered by eXp Realty. Introducing Tyler Mahoney, your trusted real estate expert from eXp Realty. With longtime roots in the Truman Lake area, Tyler knows the ins and outs of the many great features our region has to offer. As one of the top-selling real estate agents around the lake, Tyler excels in selling both land and homes, consistently fetching top prices for his clients. What sets Tyler apart? He delivers exceptional service through his professionalism and negotiation while using extensive marketing tools to get the most eyes on your property, including tools that no other agent has available in the entire state of Missouri. For a seamless real estate experience and unparalleled results, contact Tyler Mahoney today. Reach him directly at 816-536-7038. And now, let's start the show.
Hey guys, we're back again for another edition of the Truman Lake Fishing Intel Expert Roundtable. This is a little special edition because we didn't have time to get these guys on. The last one, they were preparing for the Crappie Masters tournament here this past weekend. So we're going to have some stories about that. We're going to dive deep into the crappie fishing, what's been going on here in the last 7 to 10 days. We got Darin Lankford here with us tonight that's going to talk about some bass fishing as well. On my left, Dylan Stocking, Get Outdoors Guide Service. Richard Bowling's guide service, Darin Lankford, and special guest, my good buddy Joey Purpura is sitting in. He is helping out. Darin, let's talk about it. We're going tomorrow, and we got a heck of an event that we're doing.
Yeah, we do. We're taking 20 plus girls to Bennett Springs.
High school girls.
High school girls in the morning. It ought to be a challenge. I think we're hoping half of them's at least casted a fishing pole. So if you're planning on going to Bennett Springs tomorrow morning, that probably won't be a good idea. But no, it ought to be a good time. I know the girls are extremely excited. They're down there right now getting their tags. They can buy them at 7:30 tonight, and then we're just going to be throwing mostly rooster tails, Mep spinners. I'm sure we got a few flies, so whatever they can throw on spinning rods.
Yeah.
Some of the girls are decent. I've taken some of them around the ponds, and they've caught several bluegill, but this ought to be an experience. I really hope we're the only 20-some people there. That's what I hope.
There's usually a guarantee of a couple family reunions.
How you were there on Saturday? Was there a whole bunch of people there on Saturday?
Yeah, it wasn't bad. I didn't get down there until about 2 o'clock, but I mean, there was a few people, but it wasn't bad. Mostly fly rod guys.
Yeah.
So there was a few people in the casting areas, but that was Saturday. I mean, as hot as it is, I don't know if there'd be people down there or not. But
yeah. Basically, it's a church event. It's just, and there's like a series of things that they're doing the whole week, right?
Yeah, it's a church event. They do, basically the older girls go down and they camp for just a couple of days. And then they actually move camps and they're going to another place over by Lake of the Ozarks come Wednesday. And there's all the younger girls are coming, and we better be glad we're not taking them all, because it'll be a couple hundred. We don't want to do that. So we're going to take the actual older girls, and they get to catch these, and that is also going to be their dinner for the night.
Yeah, so if we don't catch fish.
If they don't catch them, then us three are going to be busy during the day trying to get our limits so we can flay them so they got something to eat. But I think they'll catch them. I think they'll catch a few.
Darin sent me a picture. So the church calendar, it says, Darin Lankford is bringing a couple of professional fishermen to help teach fishing on Tuesday morning.
Did it give names?
Yeah, you didn't give the names, so
I hadn't found nobody yet.
Yeah, are you still looking?
Yeah, I said, well, the girls will have to be the judge of that on how professional. So that was kind of funny. Pressure is on for that, and because they're going hungry.
I just hope that everybody catches one at least. So I told them it's really important we get there by the horn. Get them dumb ones I just released.
We're leaving here at 4 a.m. to get there by 6, and we'll be there bright and early. And
Horn sounds at 6:30. If we can get them to the water by 6:30, it'd be good.
gonna be fun. It's gonna be an experience. So we'll catch up on some bass fishing here in a minute. I want to get into the crappie fishing because we didn't get to do a huge deep dive on our last video, and so I want to go to Richard and Dillon, who were both fishing the crappie masters. And how many boats ended up being in that event?
57.
Dang. Well,
Okay.
is that up, down?
No, that's down a little bit.
Yeah.
Should have been
I
around
need towel.
70.
Spilt the beer.
75.
No, jeez.
Time out.
Okay, so 57 boats, down a little bit, but still it's like the best of the best.
It is.
Around.
Yep. Come from, I think, 15 different states.
Dang.
Yep.
So, Richard, what was kind of special for you, it was kind of a new beginning for you. You've had a long-time tournament partner who's just kind of needing to hang it up, and so you got your grandson out there.
Yep, Yuri and I think we fished together either 29 or 30 years. We won a lot of tournaments over the years. Won the very first ever crappie masters too, so we get to keep that record.
Yeah, heck yeah.
But he had some health issues with his wife go on, so he had actually called and told me he couldn't make this tournament. He pays the entries, and I said, that's all right, we'll make it for the nationals then. And then he called back and said, I think I'm just going to have to retire.
Yeah.
Anyway, I picked up my grandson Grayson, which he was going to go with us this year because now they got a new rule that a kid 14 and under can be in a boat with 2 adults.
Okay.
So it's still, he could have went.
Mhm.
We'll see. I'm still trying to talk him into it, but me and Grayson got along. You know, he done a great job in the boat, netted the fish, helped away the fish, cold fish, and he has a good partner.
Yeah,
11 years old.
that's freaking cool as heck.
That's awesome.
It was cool.
So, was there any like learning moments where you had to be like, "Hey, Grayson, like this is how we do this"?
You know, I've kind of changed my ways. I never, me and Gary never argued or nothing. I just was as gentle as I could ever be, you know, and he made, and I took him the day before and he practiced. He's good at net. He's netted
Yeah.
since he's a little bitty guy, but now he's
Yeah.
got a bigger net, a little heavier. And,
Yeah.
the only thing he did, and I never said a word, I just kind of grinned. The biggest fish we caught was a 180, 182 or something. So I get it up and I'm swimming it to the net, and somehow the fish went over the net. He had it too far in, I guess, and went around the net
Oh,
and
jeez.
around the net and swam into the net. So we should have never had that fish.
Right.
So he gets it, he comes in, and I could take it off, and he said, Papa, well, I about did it there, didn't I? I never got on to him, and I said, it happens, bud.
Yeah.
So we
Now
waited
that
back
have been Sean or Hunter.
back then, yeah, they'd have got it. Back then. But no, I've calmed down a lot. You know, just fishing, and he's 11, and just great to have him in the boat.
Yeah. Well, that's super stinking cool, and you guys ended up finishing pretty good.
Overall, we was fifth the first day. Ended up 6th overall in the tournament against all the big whales, and then won the adult youth part of it. So you got a big old plaque, and you got him $350 for going along with me.
Yeah.
And a bunch of other stuff, riding reels, nets, just
Yeah.
all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, that's super stinking neat.
Yep.
Dylan, you were fishing with Kyler. Unfortunately, he couldn't make it tonight. But what was the story for you guys?
Oh gosh, we sucked bad. We'd never. I caught a 198 the first day, and that was really the only tournament fish we had the whole time.
Yeah.
The whole week. It's the only big fish we even seen.
Yeah. This time of year, as we're like post spawn, what is the type of tournament fish you're looking for? Are you looking like a 1.5 pound average? Is that really good right now this time of year? Or what's
You're
the...
wanting pound and quarters and heavier.
Okay. In the fall, it'll be a lot.
Yeah, you're 1.5 pounds or better in
Okay.
the fall probably.
So pretty noticeable difference.
Yeah.
Now there was an absolute giant fish caught. It was like a 3. I don't remember exactly.
314.
314.
314. Did you watch it? You saw it, or you were close by?
We was both close by on the same flat.
Yeah.
Big flat up there, just open water stuff. That's where he caught all his fish. And 314 caught it the first day.
Wow.
And there was no, I mean, as long as they posted a good day, like, when I saw that, I was like, it's one.
Oh, he's
Yeah,
got
that's
7 pounds the next day, and he's
Yeah.
gone.
Yeah, yeah.
catch. You can go out there and catch
Well,
5-pounders the next day, and you've got her one.
Yeah.
And
What
you can do that pretty easy.
was the next closest big one? Was it over 2?
Yeah, there was 5 or 6 over 2.
Yeah. Now, is that going into it and having seen what happened? Is that about the weights you guys expected to see?
It was me. I guessed 14.98. I think is what I saved at one, and it took 16 a little bit. But he had that fish.
Yeah.
That big one kind of kicked.
I mean, that fish
the weight
was
up.
probably like catching a 9-pound bass.
Yeah.
Mm.
I mean, it's not 9 to 10 pound bass.
Yeah.
That's huge. It's a huge.
It's like having 2.5 fish in one bite.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Dang, that's crazy. So, what was? I mean, you're allowed to use minnows in Crappie Masters? So, were you guys using minnows, or what was the strategy for those 2 days? I know that's about 7-10 days ago. Now was the main lake flat starting to that was taking hold by that time?
For us, it was all main lake flats. I did get in behind one island, and we caught some fish, but small fish, no good ones. We fished the main lake flat up by G3 Fin Trail. That's where everybody was pretty much at. Just covered water.
Mm-hmm.
The 2 biggest fish we caught were out of hardwood trees. They weren't on the hedges, and the rest of them were all roaming.
Mm-hmm.
Just out in open water, 10 foot to 14 foot, and they'd be laying on the bottom, then you just see them come up.
Mm.
And when they came up, they was eating. So
What was making them come? Was it like throughout the day they would come, or it was just they randomly would come
just
up?
random, just any time of day. You might just be cruising along, looking. You know, I'm shooting out 30 feet, and you see one wiggle, and here he comes up. When they come up, they got their head cocked up, and they're eating.
So maybe he's coming up to grab
So
a shad.
a
Or
lot
something.
of timing, yeah. You know, they're not all just sitting in the water column up high all the time. They get down in that mud and sit.
Yeah. Lake level was still pretty high then as well, was it not?
Yeah, it was 7:15, I think.
Yeah.
It was too high. That's what
Yeah.
kept them out of the trees up there.
Yeah.
I got a question. Okay, so when guys are out fishing, is there intricacies with the jigs that they're using, or are people like throwing crankbaits and stuff? Like, is it just
It's all jigs and minnows for the tournament fishermen up there. But right now they're pulling crankbaits down the lake and catching the living heck out of them. A lot of fish.
Yeah. Trolling.
Bad
But for a
walleye.
tournament now they're usually the water up there is so dirty they don't pull crankbaits up there. You focus on one fish at a time.
okay?
Could you just stand and cast a crankbait during that tournament? Is that allowed?
Oh, you could,
Yeah.
but you're not gonna win.
Right. I never even thought about throwing a
Yeah,
crankbait.
you could even spider rig in it.
Yeah.
They
They
call
used to
them-
pull crankbaits a lot
A lot.
before live scoop. Now live scoops here, it's really went to a single pole,
Yeah,
long pole,
you target
jig,
one
and
fish.
target
Do
one
they
fish.
still allow trolling with
Oh, yeah.
crankbaits? Okay, so you could, and now that is still a technique that's used in other lakes, correct?
I'm sure it is, yeah.
Because I swear it was some of the southern lakes that I thought just in the last couple of years, even with live scope, that they would be pulling cranks to find fish or something. I don't know. I thought I'd read that in the last couple of
They're
years.
catching a lot of fish down by Truman Dam on
Yeah.
yeah.
They're
A
down
lot.
there at Tebow Cut. I watched 3 different boats trolling cranks.
Yeah.
They
Hit
were
your
all
limit
catching
quick.
crappie.
What? And that's your flicker shad and your what's that other bait that's popular for it?
I've never really pulled them.
Yeah.
Crawl,
Bandits.
just
Yeah, the
all
bandits.
the bandits. 8-10 foot right now, and you can catch all you want.
Mm. So jigs and minnows, and was it pretty aggressive? Like if you that weekend of that tournament, I mean, you drop on it, they were eating it basically.
Almost every fish you drop on will eat.
Yeah.
You might miss it, but 99% of them would bite.
Yeah. Wow.
We didn't even take minnows, but I don't think we ever missed a fish that thought would help us.
Was there any
We just
particular
used
colors of jigs that you were using? Grays,
just,
whites?
Yeah, just a shad colored looking jig.
I know they
The
used to get
the
on
water's real clean up there. Right?
Bigger jigs. Are they on bigger jigs now, or are they still on
We
the
use
small
two.
hair?
We use 2-inch baits.
2-inch?
Yeah.
So is the idea in the clearer water you use just a more natural
color.
color?
And you'll downsize a little bit in the clearer water, or no?
Most generally,
Yeah.
especially now the shad spawn. So
Yeah. How is the water looking up there? Is it? I thought I'd heard that it was actually fairly clean in the upper grand.